what exactly led to him running away?
So, again, there was a 911 call of dispute with shots fired and a female being dragged back into the residence. When officers arrived, a male initially opened the door, closed the door on the officer's face without communicating completely. That's when the officers established a perimeter and the two males fled. Why they fled, obviously, we can't speak for them. So it's still an active investigation.
Was the woman injured at all?
So we were not able to locate a female. We ended up with two males and a decedent.
You said a dispute, so it started in a car, a moving car?
No, outside of the residence.
Outside the residence, and then a woman was drugged back into the...
That's what was reported. We have not been able to substantiate any of that, which is also a part of our investigation.
And then when he jumped over the fence from one victim, what wound was, I guess, did he shoot himself?
No, there was no indication of anyone being shot. This appears that there was, when he fell, some type of fracture injury to the leg, which caused the bleeding.
And to clarify, this wasn't any involvement with the Atlanta police as far as shooting?
Correct. There's no, in neither one of these cases were officers involved in shooting at all.
So the whole story we on Scooter, the stories, the rumors, the Atlanta Police Department is responsible, all of this, cap. Let's just go ahead and stop the rumors right there and now. Now, it was interesting. I wanted to make sure that I put that Rollo piece in my previous video. If you haven't seen it, make sure you go and actually check that out. But I did put it in there because Rollo said something very key in that actual video. He said, what? There is nobody to even slide on. That death should have been a red flag. The light police presence at the location when everything happened should have actually been another indicator that maybe something else transpired versus what was being put out into the media. Now, I do want to dig deeper and talk about the mistakes that he actually made. Now, for one, this situation goes to show you right here, it's a clear example that it doesn't matter how much you jug, how much you move, how much you finesse. One thing about your past is that you can't escape. So at this time, 39 years of age, guess what he's having to do? Escape and run from his past because of his previous decisions. Not that you can't celebrate your birthday, but because of how you're celebrating, what happens around you celebrating, you got to watch how you move. Now, this could have definitely been avoided another way. Where's this team? Where's the group that's supposed to be around him to actually help bring this situation down that didn't lead to the police actually being called? Now, it's interesting because that goes to show, again, actional intelligence. Who you keep around you, your surrounding. They should have never even let him be in a position like this from the beginning. Now, sometimes, this granted, we are going to put ourselves in our own position. But with this whole situation, I feel like it could have personally been prevented. Now, it's not a lot of people who were there on the scene. The girl's gone. The door gets closed in front of the police officer's face. All red flags. Then what does he do? Take off running. Another mistake. I feel like these three costly mistakes would led him to have to actually jump over this fence. But was it worth it? Should he have to actually just stay and actually face the actual music? In my opinion, it's hard to say that what he should have and could have actually done because I'm not in that position. But I know if he could actually rewind time, he definitely wouldn't have did this. Now, the next mistake he made was being too comfortable in your own surroundings. Now, we understand you the street king, you the jug king, street. We understand all of that. But sometimes, knowing that it's your birthday, you might not be in your right mindset or your right mental space. You have to change your environment. Now, you go back to where you're actually prone to go to and where you're known to be at. Guess what you got to do? You still got to keep the same items and fires that you have around you in order for you to be where you are. Because again, we have heard the history. Scooter he doesn't have a flawless track record in the streets of Atlanta, first and foremost. So he is just as big of a target as the next person who is on the same page, same wave as him. It's just opportunity. But could this situation have been prevented? In my opinion, absolutely. But again, you got to live up, discreet. You the jug king. Everybody's there. You ready to turn up? But the sad thing about this whole situation is that the people that he chose to have around didn't help him calm the situation down. Let that sink in. Now, let's talk about his actual injury. Now, young Scooter hops a fence, breaks his leg, and passes away from his own doing. Now, and on his behalf, it is his birthday. One thing, who wants to go out on their birthday? Secondly, who wants to go to jail on their birthday? third thing, I'm pretty sure he has an actual record. So if he's actually in possession or in the vicinity of a firearm, and the police actually come to this residence to respond, boom, guess what? Easy checkmate. Got you back on your birthday in custody, Atlanta, Fulton County, right back to the start on your birthday. So what does he do? Takes off running. Now, I'm not here to say whether he should have ran or he should not have run, but sometimes our own injuries and our own doings are self-inflicted. These injuries here could have been avoided, but in his mind, he probably made the best decision. Now, had he got caught in vicinity of or in possession of the firearm, it is his birthday, so I'm pretty sure they turned up all around wherever he is. Protection is a must. You're still in the streets of Atlanta, so you definitely still got to protect yourself. Not to mention, you are a judge can. Now here is why I say Scooter definitely could have repositioned and really thought this out, because this is all about actional intelligence. Now, in his mind, he probably did make the best decision at that time in the moment. If he could rewind and redo the situation, you think he'd do it over? Now, this young Scooter situation has definitely left the hip hop game, the Atlanta streets, his fans, and but most importantly, his family in disbelief and in shock. Now, his son has been going to social media and definitely put this response out to the fans on their behalf. Now, what it states is he says, FAPD police, or not. I ain't had no understanding about you pulled straight up and ain't give a F about no handcuffs on me. I just wanted to make sure you good. That's all I kept asking. And they whole kept lying. Damn, my best friend gone. Happy birthday, too. I know exactly what to do for sure, though. You know I got my sister and brothers. They overly good. Your son a hustler, just like you. Watch this. Now, like father, like son. Now, it's good that he actually did set the bar and he left his family something to eat off of. But some things still need to be left off social media. Now, the second part, as y'all see, it says, I promise I'm going to get back to y'all. Thank y'all. I'm just trying to stay off this social media. Got lame bloggers lying. Man, I don't even want to see none of this. Broken into a million pieces. I don't wish this pain on nobody. Dude was a good. He ain't deserved this. Now, as you see, he's definitely hurting. But how can you blame him? He just lost his father, and as he stated, his best friend. Not to make this even worse, this is a memory that you can't forget. You lost your dad on his birthday in the same place that you live. Let that sink in. Not to mention, of all the things that he's escaped from his past, the streets, Atlanta, prosecutors, the DA, the police, the hate, the envy, other rappers hating, you end up going out on your own injury from a broken leg. Now that's a tragic situation. It's also something scary to process, because it's like, man, that mandatory 5 that you know you would have definitely got had you been caught in the vicinity or possession of that firearm, would you have taken that 5 versus gambled your life? Now, this here is another situation that we all should be paying attention to and learning to, because again, when you do wrong, you definitely don't want to have to take off or wouldn't do something like this that'll cost your life. Man, RIP to Young Scooter, all those that are involved, definitely make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed, hit that like button, drop them RIP. And again, the life you save could be your very own. And again, this goes to show, the greater the height, the greater the weight. Until next time, I'm your host, Jay. Boom.